The Clarity Act is under attack. Most people think Bitcoin's biggest fight is with price volatility. It is not. Right now, one of the biggest battles in crypto is happening in Washington. And this fight is not really about left versus right. It is about the old financial system versus the new one. On one side, you have the crypto industry, Bitcoin investors, stablecoin companies, exchanges, developers, and people who believe America needs clear rules for digital assets.
The Clarity Act getting signed is the question mark that everybody's asking. You look at what's going on within Polymarket right here. You see this big, massive drop down to 52% and then a little bit of stability here just in the last 24 hours.
On the other side, you have the traditional banking system, and the banks may now be making one of their last serious attempts to slow the whole thing down. The battlefield is something called the Clarity Act. Now, I know that sounds boring, but the consequences are anything but boring.
And that's really, really important. I think the Clarity Act, whether it passes or not, is just a matter of the speed of institutional adoption in terms of investing in crypto.
The Clarity Act is supposed to decide how digital assets are regulated in America. It is meant to answer one of the biggest questions in crypto. When is a token a security? When is it a commodity? And who actually regulates it? The SEC, the CFTC, the states, or some confusing mixture of all three? For years, that confusion has been one of the biggest problems in American crypto. Companies do not know what rules they are supposed to follow. Investors do not know which projects are safe. Developers do not know whether building something new will get them sued. And America risks pushing crypto innovation offshore while pretending that enforcement is the same thing as regulation. That is why the Clarity Act became such a big deal. It already passed the House of Representatives in 2025 with strong bipartisan support.
Exactly right. We passed in the House in July the Clarity Act, which got 78 Democratic votes, meaning we had a strong bipartisan vote over the suspension of vote level in the House, meaning more than 290 members.
For a while, many people thought it was almost certain to pass. Prediction markets had the odds above 80%. Crypto executives were talking like this was nearly done. Washington insiders were saying the big problems were close to being solved, and then the whole thing started to slow down. The odds fell. The Senate schedule started slipping, committee work was delayed, and suddenly the bill that looked almost inevitable started to look fragile.
Great to have you both with us today. Of course, let's just dive in talking about this Clarity Act here. We've gotten some updated language here. Joseph, you say that the Clarity Act is not the floodgate moment, perhaps, that it has been built up to be.
Some people close to the process now think the chance of passage this year may be closer to 30%. Some lobbyists and congressional staffers are even more negative. So what happened? The simple answer is stablecoins. More specifically, whether stablecoins and the platforms that distribute them should be allowed to offer rewards, interest, or yield to users. That may sound like a small technical detail. It is not. It may be the entire war. Because if stablecoins can offer rewards, then suddenly they start to look a lot like bank accounts. Think about it. If you are holding dollars in a bank account, earning almost nothing, but you can hold digital dollars somewhere else and receive better rewards, what do? A lot of people will move, and the banks know this. Some estimates suggest stable coins could pull hundreds of billions of dollars out of traditional bank deposits over the next few years. That is not a niche crypto issue. That is a direct threat to the banking model. Banks do not just hold your money out of kindness. Deposits are fuel. They use deposits to lend, to earn, to manage liquidity, and to maintain their position at the center of the financial system.
Welcome back. U.S. lawmakers ramping up efforts to advance the stalled Clarity Act aimed at bringing regulatory certainty to crypto markets. The bill facing a Senate standoff over stablecoin reward rules, whether crypto players can pay rewards for customers moving money.
So if stablecoins become a serious alternative to bank deposits, the banks have a problem. And if stablecoins can offer rewards, the problem gets much bigger. This is why the banking lobby is fighting so hard. They do not want stablecoins to become high-speed digital bank accounts that sit outside the traditional banking system.
The Clarity Act is getting its official Senate banking markup tomorrow. There are 100 plus amendments on the table. And
from the bank perspective, this is not innovation, it is competition. From the crypto perspective, this is exactly the point. Crypto was not created to ask permission from banks. Bitcoin was born after a financial crisis caused by the same institutions that later got rescued while normal people got crushed. So when banks now argue that stablecoins are dangerous because people might move their money away from banks, crypto people hear something different. They hear fear. Fear that money may finally become more portable. Fear that customers may finally have options. Fear that the banking system may no longer control every on-ramp and off-ramp of modern finance. And this is where the political fight becomes interesting. Because the banks are not simply saying, we hate crypto. That would be too obvious. Instead, they use safer words: consumer protection, financial stability, anti-money laundering, systemic risk. And to be fair, some of those concerns are real. Crypto has scams, stablecoins need proper reserves, bad actors do use digital assets, regulation is needed. But the deeper question is this: is regulation being used to make crypto safer? Or is regulation being used to protect banks from competition? That is the line this debate is now walking. The Clarity Act is not just about crypto regulation anymore.
The latest version of the Clarity Act just dropped, and it's good for assets like XRP. Let's go through all of the latest updates over the last 6 to 12 hours. This is going to be an insane video, guys.
It is about who gets to define the future of money. The crypto side wants clear rules so the industry can build. The banking side wants rules that stop stablecoins from becoming too competitive. Politicians are stuck in the middle. Some want innovation, some want control, some want consumer protection, some want campaign money, and some probably do not understand the technology well enough to know what they are voting on. That is why the bill's path is so difficult. First, the Senate Banking Committee still has to move it forward. Then it needs a full Senate vote. That likely means getting enough bipartisan support to survive a filibuster. Then it has to be reconciled with other committee work and the House version. Then it needs to reach the president's desk. Each one of those steps creates another chance for delay, another chance for poison pill amendments, another chance for bank lobbyists to pressure senators, another chance for the whole thing to collapse. And timing matters. A few months ago, delay looked manageable. Now, delay could be fatal. The 2026 midterms are coming. As election season gets closer, controversial legislation becomes harder to pass. If control of Congress changes, committee chairs change, priorities change, the political environment changes. A bill that is possible today may be impossible next year. That is why some people in Washington are warning that if this effort fails now, the next real chance for major crypto market structure legislation may not come for years. Maybe not until 2030. That would mean several more years of confusion, several more years of SEC and CFTC fights, several more years of companies guessing what the rules are, several more years of crypto builders leaving the United States for countries with clearer frameworks. And that matters even if you only care about Bitcoin, because Bitcoin itself may not need Congress to survive. Bitcoin does not ask permission. Bitcoin will keep producing blocks.
Clarity Act tomorrow, after releasing the latest draft of the bill advancing the crypto market structure measure following all those months of negotiations. This 300-plus page bill aims to integrate the crypto industry into the financial system. And
Bitcoin does not care who chairs a Senate committee, but Bitcoin adoption does depend on infrastructure. Exchanges, custody, stable coin rails, payment companies, institutional access, tax clarity, banking access, and the legal confidence required for big money to move. So when the Clarity Act stalls, it does not kill Bitcoin, but it can slow the ecosystem around Bitcoin. It can make America less competitive. It can keep ordinary investors confused, and it can give the old system more time to defend its territory. That is why this matters. This is not just a legal story, it is a power story. The banks understand that stablecoins are not just another crypto product. They are a potential escape route from the traditional deposit system. They are digital dollars that can move at internet speed. They can settle globally. They can plug into crypto markets. They can eventually plug into payments, payroll, remittances, and commerce. And if they become normal, the banks lose some control. That is the real fear. So when people say the Clarity Act is being delayed because of technical disagreements, that is only partly true. The deeper issue is that the financial system is trying to decide how much disruption it is willing to tolerate. Too little regulation, and crypto remains chaotic. Too much bank protective regulation, and crypto becomes a neutered version of itself. The political question is whether lawmakers can find a middle ground before the window closes. Right now, nobody really knows. The optimists say the bill is still alive. They argue that most of the disagreements have narrowed. They believe the Senate can still move if leadership wants it badly enough. The pessimists say the calendar is too tight, the banking lobby is too powerful, and the stablecoin fight is too fundamental. My own view is this: the Clarity Act is not dead, but the easy path is gone. A few months ago, this looked like a bill waiting to pass. Now it looks like a political knife fight. And the most important thing to understand is that the banks are not fighting because crypto is irrelevant. They are fighting because crypto is becoming relevant. They are not scared of meme coins. They are not scared of JPEGs. They are scared of money moving outside their control. That is why this battle matters, because behind all the boring language about committees, markups, amendments, and yield definitions, there is a much bigger question. Will the future of digital money be built around open crypto rails, or will the old banking system succeed in forcing the new system to behave like the old one? That is the real fight. Bitcoin bulls and banking bears are now fighting in the court of public opinion. And over the next few weeks, we may find out whether Washington still has the political will to pass the most important crypto law in American history, or whether the banks have already done enough to slow it down, weaken it, and protect their own position. So what do you think? Is the Clarity Act still alive, or are we watching the old financial system quietly strangle it before it reaches the finish line? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more clear, no-nonsense breakdowns of Bitcoin, AI, money, and the future of technology, subscribe to the channel.